Welcome, beautiful souls. Today we are going to talk about the star Alnilam that is placed just in the middle of the Orion belt because the sun will be conjunct this star on June 40th. But from the 12th of June to the 16th of June, the sun will be conjunct this star. So it's a perfect opportunity to talk about its energy, its meaning, some planets that orbit around it, and also some beings that live there. So let's begin. First of all, during the month of June, the sun is navigating through the Orion constellation from Regal to Betelgeuse. The sun navigates through it, so we are receiving its energies that infuse us, our entire being, maybe awakening some memories, awakening some consciousness, and in particular, Alnilam, that is placed, as I said, just in the middle of the Orion belt, is Epsilon Orionis. It is placed at 23 degrees of Gemini with an orb of influence of 2.20. This star is a massive supergiant star with a mass approximately 40 times the Sun's and a radius of 30 times the Sun's. It is estimated to be 400,000 times more luminous than the Sun, and it's around 1,200 light years from here, from Earth. It is said that it has a planetary nature of Jupiter, or Jupiter and Saturn, and its name means string of pearls. But in reality, this name is more about is related to the three stars of the Orion belt, not only Alnilam in reality. So, in mundane astrology, is said that it can portend fleeting public honors, fame, wealth, that the natives have a tendency to be headstrong, shameless, but also with a studious nature, able to do great things if the star is well aspected with the planets of the natives, and to be rewarded as a result. While the Orion belt is said to give strength, energy, industry, organizing abilities, notoriety, fortune, lasting happiness, a sharp mind, and a good memory, accordingly to astrologyking.com. But if we go beyond that mundane astrology and dive within the light essence of Alnilam, we can say that this star is really a gem that carries within it the fractal of the violet, pink, magenta colors that are related to transmutation, unconditional love, opening new spaces of consciousness, is about unity consciousness and infinity consciousness. This star is associated to the pink quartz and the rose flower. Its energy is mainly feminine, We can say that it has an umbilical cord through the 6D, 8D, 10D, meaning that the energy field of the star is a multidimensional field of consciousness that allows beings that live there to connect and evolve to the 10D, if is needed or wanted. We can say that at the beginning of the Orion Wars, the constellation, or the most part of the constellation, and its field of consciousness was partially reverted, or as a way of saying, it was deep manipulated and distorted. But so it allowed to create in this way this multidimensional distortion allowed to create some black holes, as a way of saying, through them some malevolent beings driven only by their thirst of power, their their consciousness of conquering other worlds, other beings could enter. But now we can say that this field of consciousness, Orion field of consciousness, is restored, and it means that now at least the Orion belt is a well protected place, including all planets that orbit their stars, in particular Alnilam. So, which kind of planets orbit Alnilam? For example, one of them is a new Earth, where a small community of all Atlanteans live. They were evacuated before Atlantis sank, because they were asked to do to be helped and evacuated. And the Council of Five at that moment, I will talk later about the Council of Five, at least a little bit. At that moment, the Council of Five agreed, and they came here to evacuate them. So now they are a small community, maybe 5,000, 10,000 people only, at least for the moment. They are taller than us, around 2 meters tall, with tan skin, dark hair. They are really peaceful, benevolent. Even they walk in peace. In any case, they hurry because they don't need to. They have non-invasive technology. They have different kind of temples and live in a fourthly dimension. What I saw when I was there, projected there, I saw them wearing long robes, mainly white. Male and female all wear long robes, some with hook, others not. They are not a spacefaring civilization because they don't want to, really, and they they look at us with sadness and compassion, because the sadness together with the compassion is because it's about that we haven't learned anything or almost anything from our past. That's why they are sad. But at the same time, they are ready to welcome us if we want to go there and live among them. This planet where they live is really, really similar to the Earth here, with a main body of water, of clean and crystal water, some land masses with lush and very alive vegetation. The planet has a similar weather than here, but without the extreme seasons that we have. So it means that summers are are warm, winters are cool, but in any case they are hot or cold. And they also have spring and autumn. The star Alnilam is much more stable than the sun here. So it means that it enables a constant evolution of consciousness without some micronovas happening from time to time, as it happens here on with our sun. The air there is very clean. It means that the oxygen molecules can create nanoparticles, or better said, picoparticles, because they are even smaller than the nano. Nanoparticles of light, or picoparticles of light, uh, because the oxygen molecules are really special, we can say, because the electrons, they move, they have a very special vibration that allows electrons to change orbits, and in this way they emit picoparticles of light. If here on Earth, if we had a clean atmosphere, it also would happen here, but it's not the case anymore at this moment. So these picoparticles of light emitted or created by the oxygen help them to stay healthy and with a clear mind. The essence of their planet, or the essence of this Earth, is white, a crystal white almost, meaning that is a place that we, or humans humans in general, or beings, can start anew, like a blank slate that allows them to create new paths of life and start new ways of being. This planet is well protected by a veil, so it's not easily seen. But there are more planets orbiting the star Alnilam. Another one is a planet that vibrates from 6-8 dimensions, where live swans and white avians. They hold the original cosmic mind, or the original cosmic mind that created the blueprint of the Orion constellation. Because before any group of stars is created, first of all, we have to create a blueprint. And this blueprint, we can say, cosmic mind blueprint, cosmic mind creation, as a way of saying. In these ways, Orion, its original cosmic mind is from white avians and swans. Swans, in reality, are part of the white avians. So these, the blueprint, and then the layout, the light codes, that permeates or have permeated the entire constellation are about harmony, music, sound, frequencies, and movement as a way to create. There's another planet there, one with mere people and also cetaceans of different kind. Is really a blue planet, we can say. There's also another planet, in this case a pink planet. This planet, its frequency is around the eighth dimension, holding the consciousness of unconditional love. This planet, as you can imagine, is more ethereal, with pink clouds that swirl together with pink hues, oceans, and there live some quasi ethereal beings, we can say, that I saw as human like, angel like beings. Also, with different hues of pink or magenta. We can say that some winged felines, the Ishanue, settle on Alnilam after leaving Lyra. So, the winged felines, first of all, their main place, the main place they chose at that moment to begin their purpose on this galaxy, on the Milky Way, were Lyra. But then some of them migrated to other places, and one group migrated to Alnilam. They were the creators, the original creators of the Alnilam Council, which mainly pursued peace, understanding, and cooperation among races. But first of all, in reality, what they really wanted was to restore the pristine primordial fractal from which Alnilam came, and the Ishanue, the winch felines, were part of the Alnilam Council in its initial stages. Then they left the races that were part of the council to go on. But from time to time, the winch felines, they are present in the council, depending on the things they need to talk about or discuss, for example, decide. So now let's talk a little bit only about the Council of Alnilam. Is mainly formed by 5 races: the Egaroth, that are 70 beings that live in Alnilam, the Gimbo from Procyon, the Orella that became almost extinct during the Orion Wars, the Redan that originally came from woods, although they came from far away, farther away, as I say. Oh, excuse me. And then they arrived to Orion, and the Emerter. The Emerter, they are from Tauseti. All of them, all of these 5 races, have gray genetics mixed with some human genetics. And they have monitored the human evolution since primordial times until once the Anunnaki manipulated the human DNA, the council decided to protect us because they perceived that one day humans could be able to join other galactic races in development and later on in enlightenment. The Council knows how to keep track of human incarnations, and to a certain degree, they can control your soul birth position, as a way of saying, if necessary, when you are unaffiliated with of them, as an insider, we can say. It means that maybe you, at the beginning, you program some incarnation, but later on they said it's better if you go that way. So start a new, you have to program a new one very quickly, because it's better. When they say it's better for the highest good of all, not only for the person that is about to incarnate, but also for the rest of the entire beings. Because of that, we can say that they have an adjustment bureau. At the same time, they are full of compassion and really wise. As I said, although the Council is formed mainly by 5 different races that live in different stars and galactic constellations, at least under our point of view from here on Earth, the elders from time to time meet together. And when I say elders, I don't mean only 5 beings, one from from each race. They are many. And when they meet, they first of all they unite their consciousness as if they were one. They expand their consciousness, uniting all of them, all of their consciousness together, until they create some kind of plasmic consciousness energy that not only surrounds them, but also, how can I say, are part of every one of them, encompasses every one of them. And in this way, they can share telepathically their thoughts, their opinions, and they decide whatever is needed at that moment. It's worth it to say that all of them can speak English, because they had been in contact with some English governments, mainly. But and the last time was around 2013. But and since then they haven't returned here to speak to anybody or to any political body, we can say, because the governments didn't want to listen to them, because the Council of Five wanted to expose the path that humans were trailing, a path to destruction, and they wanted to offer a new one, but the governments were so obsessed to obtain more power that didn't want to listen to them. We can say in reality that it's an honor to be part of the Council, but also a great responsibility, of course. And now let's talk a little bit about this conjunction, at least a little bit more, because here we have the astrological chart of the conjunction. You can see Gemini 23 degrees, the Sun with Alnilam. Once this happens, Saturn is already at 1 degree of Cancer, we have Mars here, almost at the end of Leo. Then we have also Saturn and Neptune at the beginning of Aries. And we have Senna, the asteroid Senna, conjunct with Uranus. So let's speak, and then Chiron and Aries in conjunction. So let's speak a little bit, let's explain a little bit what it means, all of that. Jupiter in Cancer is about nourishing and supporting ourselves and others. Is about expanding our emotional consciousness, be more conscious of the emotions that we have within, that we hold within, and the ones that nourish us and the ones that don't. So it's very important. During the 14th June, also Jupiter will still be conjunct to Mercury. So it's also about the way of speaking, speaking that nourish us or not. The Sun and Alnilam will be sextile to Mars. We can say that the Sun and the love essence of Alnilam will infuse with light and love the heart-centered inner warrior or the warrior within. Also, the Sun will be an Alnilam, will be a square Saturn and Neptune. It means that meanwhile the Sun is conjunct this light essence, this love essence, transmuting essence also, that Alnilam infuses it and us if we want. It will be a time, or there's a time in reality, or there's has been a time since Saturn entered Aries that that is much easily the opening of portals. Those portals can be opened within our hearts and also outside. So it depends on us if we want to take advantage of the Alnilam Sun conjunction to expand more our hearts and allow to open inner portals within as a way to expand the heart consciousness. But also Senna is conjunct Uranus. So it means that now, or for some days in reality, and for more days, until we can say August, September, until the end of the year, we can say that is a time where Senna and Uranus work together, helping us to develop new technologies, more gentle, non-invasive for all beings here on Earth, more gentle with Earth, with all living beings. New technologies related to communication, transportation, for example, even medical, if they are allowed to do so, or these can be developed new technologies, but at the contrary, more aggressive. So it depends on us which ones we really want and which ones we prefer to stop them. While at the same time, Chiron and Aries are conjunct here in Aries. Well, they had been conjunct for a while now, meaning that it can be a time that with social that arise social disruptions, for example, or as it is happening right now, but also depending on our consciousness, it's a time of being conscious of the social wound that afflicts us. Social wounds that in reality are related to economy, to politics also, and this conjunction helps us or strengthens us to step forward and to put an end to this kind of wound of well, maybe there's another word better, that wound, manipulation, for example, abuse, the social abuse, economical, political, that we are living in. So this is the context that we are now. Some conjunctions had been active for few months and will be still alive for some more months from now on. While at this moment, the Sun conjunct Alnilam opens us to that fractal, that pink, violet, magenta fractal, allowing us to infuse more and more ourselves with those colors, with their deep spiritual meaning, and in this way increase our consciousness, expand more our hearts, and become a much better version of ourselves. So that's it, I think, for now. Have a lovely day and see you soon. Bye.